November 1987. The official history books tell us this was the end. Following the exotic matter event that rocked Hawkins, Indiana, the Department of Energy declared the threat neutralized. There was no concrete poured. There was no tomb built. The gate wasn't buried. It was erased. The explosion of exotic matter inside the Upside Down didn't just close the breach. It cauterized it, leaving no trace of the portal that had terrorized the town. The government repaired the structural damage, blamed the destruction on a subterranean gas pocket, and the world moved on. They believed that because the hole was gone, the danger was gone. But in the world of shadow operations, data does not die. It migrates. The liquidation of Project Indigo was overseen by Dr. Linda Kay. She understood that while the physical door was gone, the blueprints remained. She didn't burn the files, she exported them. The surviving biological assets, specifically the neurological data on Subject 011 and the extracted blood of Subject 008, were shipped south to a private contractor. They were delivered to a pair of scientists who viewed the Hawkins disaster not as a warning, but as a proof of concept. Dr. William Bell and Dr. Walter Bishop. This transfer marks the pivotal shift from the brute force era of Hawkins to the refined science era of Fringe. Dr. Brenner had used trauma to tear holes in the world, but Walter Bishop wanted finesse. He didn't want to break the door down. He wanted to see through the keyhole. Using the data from Hawkins, Bishop and Bell realized that the universe vibrates at a specific frequency. If they could match that tone, they wouldn't need a psychic to view the other side. They could build a machine. And so, Walter Bishop built the window. It was a technological triumph, a glass screen that allowed him to peer into the universe next door. But when he looked through it, he didn't see the monsters of the Upside Down. He saw a high-tech alternate New York. He saw a world 99% identical to ours. Why? The answer lies in the catastrophic events of 1986, caused by Henry Creel. When Creel attempted to drag the abyss, that dark, chaotic dimension, into Hawkins, he caused a massive trans-dimensional shift. He compressed the cosmological onion, pulling distant universes tight against our own. The Upside Down was merely the bridge, but the Redverse, the world Walter found, was the universe Creel had squeezed right up against us. Walter saw this proximity. He saw that the worlds were too close. He predicted a collision, a war. And he knew that normal humans couldn't survive the friction of crossing over. That is where the children came in. Bishop and Bell turned their genius to the blood of Subject 008. Brenner had discarded her because she could only project illusions. But Walter realized her blood contained a mutated psionic refractor, an enzyme that decoupled the mind from local physics. They inverted the sequence to create cortexiphan. They didn't use the children to see. The machine did that. They used the children to adapt. They injected them with the enzyme to tune their biological frequency, turning them into soldiers capable of crossing the threshold without disintegrating. 11 was the prototype who opened the gate. Olivia Dunham was the production model designed to walk through it. Knowing this truth transforms the experience. It demands a rewatch. It turns Stranger Things into the terrifying prologue, the story of discovery, trauma, and the raw, unchecked power of the 80s. And it turns Fringe into the mature, complex consequence. The story of what happens when that power grows up, puts on a suit, and goes corporate. Suddenly, Walter Bishop isn't just a mad scientist. He is the tragic figure who picked up the cursed baton that Martin Brenner dropped. You see that the pattern wasn't random. It was the echo of a scream that started in an Indiana basement 20 years prior. The monsters are gone. The concrete was never poured. But the window is wide open. Welcome to the era of consequences. Welcome to Fringe.